Good morning, everybody, and welcome to auction number 9. Hope you're all having a nice morning. And hey, here we go, guys. Here we go. We've got a fun auction for you today. And as I could see here, I'm looking at the little eyeball in the top corner of my screen, and it looks like 18 people are here. I'm sure more will gather throughout the morning. And yeah, Peter, here we go, buddy. Here we go. TJF says, let's rock. Thule is here with the, yeah, I got the siren going. And man, oh man, we went to a coin show yesterday down in Lafayette, Indiana, and met some new dealers and made some really great deals. Mrs. T, would you like to say good morning?
Good morning. Good morning. Hope everyone is doing great. We are ready to rock this today, and I hope you guys are ready for some fun times. And I'll keep T focused, right? T will be focused.
I'll do my best.
He has coffee in him, so we're gonna just do our best here, guys. But
yeah,
good morning.
I did notice in practice we've got a slight face reveal here going with the Engelhard bar. I don't know if you guys can see me as going by on the turntable every time, but kind of a distorted view there. It's all good. Here we go. 28 people, 33 people are showing up. Perhaps they got the YouTube alert. Hey, T is having an auction. And so looking forward to a good one. So let's not waste any time. Let's get straight to a giveaway. Oh, but first, let me explain the rules. And I'm going to put this because I've had every week, it seems like there's new folks kind of showing up. And here it is. You don't need to be a member to participate in our auctions. And as I've looked at other people's auctions throughout YouTube, I noticed that some do require a membership. We've had pretty good luck with people showing up and bidding and buying stuff and then paying and participating well and being decent in the chat and everything else like that. So you don't have to be a member. It's cool if you just show up and participate. But if you are a member at level 2, 3, or 4, you get free shipping. And level 2, 3, and 4, level 2 is $6.99 a month. Shipping for everyone who's not a member is $5. So it makes financial sense if you're going to participate in maybe 1 or 2 a month. Just become a member, and you're supporting the channel as well and getting free shipping. So I'll leave that there just as a little reminder to people. And there will be people showing up throughout the morning. And I'm sure my buddy Thule will be keeping them abreast of that information. And Mark, is Mark here? Mark is here, and his alert just came through. Mark, welcome, man. And Mark is my friend from down under. He's in Australia watching and participating and being a moderator in the middle of the night. So thank you, Mark, for being here. And so for Mark and Thule, thank you so much for helping. Appreciate it. We're going to have a good one. We're going to get started.
Central's there too.
Central. Mm-hmm. Central's here. Central Michigan. Central Michigan, thank you for helping out. And there we go. Appreciate you, buddy. And we're going to start with a gaw. That's our tradition around here. We always start with a gaw. Let me change my camera just a little bit. And I'm going to put out on, whoop, there we go. Put that there. Boom. And I'm going to put out, is RH here? That's the big question. Is RH, for those of you who are new, there's a guy who watches who is a trivia savant, and he wins all of the trivia. So I've literally had to change the rules because of RH. And instead of giving away one prize, I have to give away 2 prizes for every single time I do a giveaway. First and second prize are A and B. It doesn't matter. They're the same. One person's going to get a couple rosies, and someone other than RH, another person is going to get a couple of rosies. And we'll start off with some free 90% silver. Are you ready to rock and roll? And I'm looking here. It looks like there's 50 people here, which is awesome. All right, here we go. This one's going to be a fast one. And speaking of fast cars, what type of car does my friend Sherry race, the coin dealer that I go to frequently? Matter of fact, I need to get out to her place and for another visit. So what type of car does Sherry race? And hint, it's not a Prius. It's not a Prius. Not a Yugo either. All right. And she, someone said NASCAR. She doesn't like NASCAR. She doesn't like watching. She would prefer to participate. And let's see. And by the way, it's a car that I used to own. I had a 79 and I had an 86 back in the day. And whoever said Monte Carlo is correct.
That's why.
Let's go up and scroll up here. And I'm looking at, let's see. Look, someone said, oh my goodness. He did it again. Not only did RH say Monte Carlo, which is correct, he said 1970. But I'm sorry, RH, there's an error here. You didn't capitalize the C in Monte Carlo. I'm going to have to disqualify you. Just kidding, RH. Congratulations. And he even got the year. Typical RH. Even got the year right. That's exactly why we have to do 2 prizes now. Now, let me scroll down here. It looks like Emerald Coast Stacker is the next one. And Mrs. T verified that for me. Monte Carlo, beautiful 1970, black on black. I used to have a black on black SS Chevy Impala with the 327 motor and the Power Glide transmission. It was a sweet car indeed. Back in the day, that was before kids. Before kids, that was like BC, before children, back in the Stone Ages. All right. Mark Newcomb says RH phones it in and still wins. Yes. So congratulations to our 2 winners. Let's start with our very first auction item and see what you guys think about Morgan Dollars. 1921 S. There she is. Start me at $1. Let's get this auction started. Start me at $1 on a Morgan Dollar. And let me, I'm not looking at the comments for a minute. Let me just zoom in. Takes a little effort there. A 1921S Morgan Dollar. A nice toning around the top there. I hope you can see that. We've been messing with our lighting all morning, so I think we've gotten it about as good as we can get. Might need some professional lighting help. I don't know. But a 1921S, there she is. And I do love my Morgans. I got this at a good deal on a collection that I bought, and I'll pass it on to you guys. I'm looking at Unknown at 28, Chris with a K at 29, and let's see. James Real says, I was after RH. WTF. So let's go back up and see what, and just so you guys know, in case you're new or don't know how the internet works, what I see on my screen is what goes. So let me make sure that I explain that. I see RH 1970 Monte Carlo, and then I see, let's see, Camaro, NASCAR, Emerald Coast, Monte Carlo, Jay Swartwood, Monte Carlo, James Riel, Monte Carlo, Peter Stewart asking if it was a Nova. So there was a bunch. So that's what I'm looking at. And there you go. Anyway, back to the auction. I have no IQ at $30. $30. So James, what you see on your screen might be slightly different than what I see on my screen. And I can't run an auction based on what you see on your screen. I've got to run an auction based on what I see on my screen. All right. We are at no IQ at $30. I'm going to say going one time, and that's how it works. I go one time.
Chris with the K, 31.
Oh, Chris with a K bumps it up to 31. And so if you're new here, the way it goes is once I get to a plateau where I think the bidding has slowed down, I'll say one time, 2 times, and then the next thing is sold. And whoever has their bid in prior on my screen, as I'm looking at it, prior to the word sold, is the auction winner. And James Real says, I'm sorry, in all caps. No problem, James. Just glad you're here, buddy. And let's see. Where are we at? Chris with a K going one time and going two times. And let's see. Here we go. Going once, going twice, and then customarily, I'll give like a slight little pause and let Mrs. T let me know if that's all she sees on your screen. And I'll say, sold. Tiger Stacker out of nowhere as I'm hitting the sold button. And that, my friends, is what you call a snipe. And Tuli must see what I'm seeing on my screen.
Yes.
Right as I hit the sold, Tiger got his bid in a millisecond, and he got the Tiger claw right on that button right before the sold. And good snipe there. It's all fair in love and auction. So congratulations to Tiger Stacker for the awesome snipe. And so any auctioneer you ever come across in the entire planet will encourage you, get your bids in early and get in your strong bids. And because obviously they want the numbers to go up, but that's a fine line you're crossing there with the, I'll get that out of the way, with the old sniper attempt. The sniper attempt, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. And it's a fun game to play, and Tiger plays it well. All right, next we've got some Looney Tunes. And thanks, Julie, for explaining the rules here. Yeah, you don't have to be a member, but if you are, we encourage that, and shipping's free for members at levels 2 or higher. All right, Looney Tunes. Who likes the old Looney Tunes? This one is Suffering Succotage. This is Sylvester, who would always chase Tweety Bird. And this is a coin. This is an actual coin. Elizabeth II, Canada. There she is. That's not the good side. This is the good side. So let me put that. Looney Tunes. Just start me at $1 here. Whatever. Oh, and by the way, it's not a full ounce, and it's 2015. If you bother to go look it up on eBay or something like that, you'll say that these go for a decent chunk of change. Some people even grade these. I noticed some graded ones when I was looking online because I think these were very limited mintage. It has a $10 denomination. And again, it is an actual coin. And it's kind of cool, especially if you are like me, someone who got up every Saturday morning and you got your cereal, and even though your mom told you not to eat in the living room in front of the television, and you would sit there and eat your cereal and watch your Saturday morning cartoons.
And T, what did he say again?
Suffering Succotage. But why don't you try saying it, Mrs. T?
No.
Suffering Succotage.
5 times.
Okay, where are we? Unknown is at 36.
Is it the 50-year anniversary coin?
Let me take a look here. It had a little certificate in here. It says Looney Tunes Suffering Succotage. And let's see, you can take this out, take a look at it. Here, put that there, put that there, put Sylvester. I always felt sorry for Sylvester. I wanted him to catch that damn bird and eat him up and swallow him. The granny always interfered. And here's, and just as he was about to finally get that meal, that granny would interfere. So here we go. This is the paper, 2015. And there you go. All right, where are we at, guys? I'm going to say going 2 times.
Unknown at 36.
Oh, unknown is at 36. And O'Toole likes her Looney Tunes stuff. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
And let's see, where are we at? We are at unknown at 36, going once, going twice. Mrs. C, do you see any other bids coming in?
No.
Going once, going twice. Sold to unknown. Congratulations on the little Sylvester. And what we have next is quite interesting. Quite interesting. I know some of you, including Tiger, know what these things are. And let me scoot over a little bit and risk a little bit of a face reveal. This is a different type of auction. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 items here. And all 4 of these items are, they're going to go, the winner will buy 1, 2, 3, or 4, their choice. So the money that you're bidding, say it goes up to $25 or $30 or whatever. If you win it at 25, you don't get all 4 of these items. You get 1, 2, 3, or 4, your choice. Now let me show you what we have here. We have some old school casino tokens. Take a look at this one. You have limited edition $10 gaming token. This one is from Mr. B's in, let's see, Mill City. Where is that? Mill City, Nevada. And so an old gaming token. It's got the old prospector on it, a nice depiction of the old prospector. So that's the first one. Now, Mrs. T and I remember going to this place. I've gambled at the Flamingo back in the day when I haven't been to Vegas in years. You've got the Flamingo, you got the old school original Flamingo. It started like this in 1946. This isn't a 1946 coin or token, but it is very cool. I want to say these are from the 90s. Then you have the hot air balloon with a kitty cat on it. Some would say that tea is full of hot air. I don't know about that, Mrs. T. I don't know. This one is from Fly our Reno Tahoe. And so that's kind of a cool one. Hot air balloon with a kitty cat. Who would have thought of something like that? And this one, I'm just going to call this the ugly guy. This is the ugly guy. And from the Plaza, Nevada, Jack Gallahan's Plaza, downtown Las Vegas. Anybody remember the old downtown? And that was a fun little diversion. All right, guys, you tell me.
They want to know how much silver content.
Oh, the silver content is 0.6. So it's 60% of an ounce. 60% of an ounce. And I was told that these little silver centers will pop out, but who in the world would want to do that? You want the history. You want Mr. Ugly here. Who wouldn't love Mr. Ugly in their collection? And Jay Swartwood starts me off at 20. That's
20.
cool. That'll be a good start. Unknown is at 25. And I see the fun thing is, I don't know if Unknown will want, or Jay will want Mr. Ugly or the Flamingo, because he had good memories of having fun at the Flamingo back in the day. Hot air balloon. SGT stacking is in the house. I got Jay Swartwood at 30, and we got ourselves a good auction here. I wonder if Jay would take 1, 2, or all of them. I don't know. He might want a particular one. Mussel shell. You must have just joined us. So Jay Swartwood bid $30, and it'll be his prerogative at the end of this auction. He could say, hey, I like hot air ballooning. So he could take just 1, or he could take 2, or he could take them all. And that was, and hey, new member, Charles Periot. And Charles, thanks for joining. Thanks for joining. And I like to keep my auction moving as fast as I can for your benefit and your enjoyment. I've got Jay at 30 going 1 time. Jay at 30 going 2 times. Now, if Jay wins and he says, well, give me Mr. Ugly and the Flamingo, and the other 2 are there, I'll go to the backup bidders and say, okay, who was before Jay? And do you want the other ones? Going once, Going twice. Mrs. T, we good?
We're good.
All right. So we have Jay, and the big question is, Jay, do you want 1, 2, 3, or 4? Do you want them all? Do you want the old prospector?
He says just the prospector.
Just the prospector. The prospector is off the table and on to Jay Swartwood's paper plate that Mrs. T has organized there. And so now we go to the backup bidder. And so maybe Thule or Mark or Central Michigan can verify for me. As I scroll up, I'm looking at unknown at 25. Unknown, do you want a deal at $30? Do you want any of the others for $30 to match Jay Swartwood's bid? Mr. Ugly, I think, is looking very handsome this morning. Let's see. So there we go. Yep. 18.69 grams. Unknown takes the flamingo. The flamingo is off the board at 30. And then we've got Mr. Ugly and by the way, thank you. And the hot air balloon, who was Thule says only unknown, then it became a bin. So bin $30. So whoever wants it, just put bin $30 and let me know which one you want. Do you want the hot air balloon for your cousin in New Mexico who does hot air ballooning? Do you want Mr. Ugly for another friend of yours? I don't know. Give it to your brother and tell him that's a nice depiction of him. It's up to you. If not, we'll take them off and go on to the next auction. All right. And Tiger says bin, both of them. Mr. Ugly and the hot air balloon will float away. There we go. Thank you, Tiger. Now, next, we're not messing around here. We're getting to a TheSilverStacker custom pour. Comes with a certificate of authenticity that says hand poured in the USA. That's Mrs. T's favorite part. This is the only little button I have in the auction today. I did a little bit of pouring. I had to go out in the garage. Mrs. T was chasing me around the house, and this is what it sounded like. She was saying, pour, boy, pour. Get out there in the garage and pour that silver. And
you are so dramatic.
You know, dramatic. There we go. And so I poured that little button. One of you, oh, Kevin, new member. Welcome, Kevin. I don't want to whip you. Let me give you a clap. There we go. Start the button at whatever you want to start it at. And let's go. And in case you're wondering, it is 0.82. It's a little less than an ounce. 0.82. And there you go. It's got my perfectly centered little T logo there. I'll zoom in on it a little bit. Start it at whatever you want. There we go. The T original pour button right there. And Jay Swartwood starts us off at 20.
Cranky at 30.
And Cranky's at 30 for a little piece of T history, TheSilverStacker channel history. Oh, and in case you're wondering, this is number 11. Number 11, 2 sticks. Number 11. So you're still in the low numbers. I'm going to continue making those. I like making them. But I see Cranky at 30. TJF, you're out. But TJF responds with 32. And that's on the little button there. And man, we have a lot of good stuff today. So, well, we've got several guys interested. That's good. And let's see. TJF is at 32, holding strong. Unknown, you're out. And here we go. We've got ourselves an auction. I'm going to say at $32 going one time and see what bids roll in. See what bids roll in. I'm looking at TJF at 32. Thule confirms. Going 2 times on the little button for the poured silver fans. Oh, Cranky's at 35. Thank you, Cranky. And let's see. TJF, you are out now. And let's see where this button lands with what fan. And by the way, if in case you're not familiar with poured silver and didn't know, it's not just all about the silver content. It is about the creativity involved. It is about supporting the artist. It is about having a piece of history. And so I know there have been people who say, oh, it's just silver, silver. This takes a lot of blood, sweat, and tears to get something. Just learning how to pour silver alone is quite the task. And it's something I love very much. And I appreciate it when other people appreciate the stuff that I pour. Like Cranky, who's in at $35. And Mrs. T, do you see anything else? Going once. No, that's it. Going twice. Cranky. So, to Mr. Cranky, I have a feeling Cranky's not that cranky. I have a feeling he's probably a pretty nice guy, but don't know. Okay. And here we go. Next. All right. I don't know if there's any Canadians in the house today, but I'll tell you what, those Canadians are crazy. Mrs. C, do you remember in Acapulco partying with the crazy Canadians at the Baena nightclub that one time? Okay. This is Canada.
Secrets tea.
Yeah. Who makes 1.5 ounces? You know, most countries on the planet make 1 or 2. These guys decide to make 1.5 ounces. And if that's, and by the way, it's 0.9999 silver. It's got pistol packing pilot's favorite lady, the queen right here on the obverse. But here's the silly thing about the obverse. $8 denomination. $8 denomination. Like, who the heck makes an $8 coin? Only the Canadians. Only the Canadians. Start me at $40. It's 1.5 ounces of silver. And if you are a animal lover, it does have a beautiful depiction of a polar bear here on this side right here. 999, 1.5 ounces of pure silver. James is at $40. And we've got ourselves an auction. Unknown Charles at 45. Unknown, you're out. Jake, you're out. Liberty Bleeds Silver. I like the name. 47. And it's always fun to, James is at 50. It's always fun. And by the way, this is the only one I have today. It's always fun to see new people here and interact. And hey, by the way, Miss C, we have over 70 people here this morning on this fine Sunday morning. And we went to church yesterday, so we can be available on Sunday morning. Glad you're here. And we're looking at 55 with Charles. Altamiro Jr. is at 60. And woo-wee, we've got ourselves an auction here. I better get some more of these because people like them. And they are cool. They are heavier in the hand. They're a little bit chunkier. And if you're an animal lover like I am and Mrs. T is, you'll like the polar bear there as well. There we go. All right. I'm going to say Charles going at 65, going one time. And that's truly helps me out there. And then I'm going to say Charles at 65 going 2 times. So you know what time it is. It is sniper time. So if you've been trying to win this one but you're going to wait, now is the time to put your bid in. Tiger at 66 before I hit the sold. And here we go. Now, Tiger is in. Charles, you're out. And Spectacular is here. I'll tell you what, guys, I'm sure all of you know who Spectacular is. He's one of the best YouTubers out there. And he makes coin shop videos with the coin guy and that are absolutely spectacular. They're fantastic. And I really enjoy them. So Speg, it's an honor for me to see you here on my little auction. And I'm very pleased to see you here. I admire Spectacular very, very much. And I'm going to say going 2 times on the little polar bear. Speg had an awesome interview with another guy I admire named Stormy, who has the channel called Empire Precious Metals. It was one of the best videos I've seen on YouTube in years. Ooh, Tiger at 68. Ooh, right before I hit sold. And they really gave the ins and outs of, Thule, you should definitely watch that one. The ins and outs of being a YouTuber and the ups and the downs. And it's nice just as a fellow content creator and one of the smaller channels out there, to see the big boys talking about what they do and how they do it. It was a really enjoyable video. I watched it start to finish. Altimiro's at 70. This is a hot item on the cool polar bear there. I've got to start my little countdown again. Going once. Well, these guys are battling. Woo! We've got a good old-fashioned battle. We have over 80 people here. That is awesome. Awesome. Tigers at 71, according to Thule, on the polar bear. Going one time, going two times, and we'll see. We'll see if there's a response or not. And Thomas Buckley, hello, Thomas. Nice to see you here. Going once, going twice. Here we go. And sold. Was that Tiger at 71? Congratulations, Tiger, on the nice polar bear. Okay.
Oh, boy.
Oh, man. All righty, guys. This next piece is a piece that I almost kept, and I may wind up keeping. Mrs. T wasn't really keen on me keeping this. I'm not sure. This is an art bar. It kind of resembles my coin shop owner, Sherry, maybe back in the day. I don't know. I don't know what makes it remind me of Sherry. Just something about this art bar, the Go-Go Bar, 1973, vintage silver. And I like this one so much, I wouldn't even think of giving it away for under $50. If you want to go look at YouTube, I mean, not YouTube, at eBay.
Go Sherry.
These go for a pretty penny. This is made by a company called, I think the pronunciation is Seco. It's CEECO. It says a Seco bar. It's blank on its back, so if one of you wants to buy it and engrave it and give it to your wife or something like that, you certainly could. And there you go. The Go-Go Bar. I won't start this one for a penny under $50. This has got to start at 50, or else I'm just going to keep it. And Mrs. T, I'm sorry.
Well,
she will be dancing her way into my collection.
Well, you have to look real close. At first, it looked like she didn't have anything on top.
Yeah, and as Mrs. T comes closer, I worry about a little getting smacked by Mrs. T. All right.
Okay. Yeah.
Where are we at? All right. Somebody, RH is at 50. And RH, if you get this at 50, that is one heck of a deal. You could probably turn around and put it right on eBay and get $75-$80 for it. Because these, you guys know how many coin shops I visit? A lot. And you don't see the Go-Go Girl very often. People just must buy them and put them straight into their collections and maybe pull them out and look at them once in a while. Liberty Bleed Silver is at 55 on the Go-Go Girl from 1973. She's got the little go-go boots on and everything. Look at that. And she's doing a dance move. You could see little music playing in the background. And there you go. All right, I'm going to say going one time. And boy, that's a good deal at 55 for Liberty Bleeds Silver. And yeah, this is the type that goes into the deep stack. That's for sure. James Real says 56. RH is at 60.
Liberty, I don't know if I can go. I could try, but I don't know if I could go.
That we might be distracted, and the auction might end abruptly if Mrs. T starts go-go dancing.
Do it right now.
Altamiro is at 70. Altamiro is at 70 on the go-go dancer. By the way, can you guys hear a music in the background, low music in the background? Yeah, the shock waves are coming off of the go-go dancer. Altamiro's at 77. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. This is more of like an $80 or $85 art bar for someone's collection. There are guys, and by the way, I'll have another one after this that's not a go-go one. This is the one and only go-go I've been able to find in the last 2 years or 3 years of scouring coin shops. Let me see if I can go back to there and change my music. And let's see. I'm going to mess with my settings here. All right. Can you hear a little bit of music now? Just something in the background, nothing loud.
No go-go music.
No go-go music. It's just soft, calming music. Can you hear it now? And let's see. I'm going to keep this auction going by saying going one time. Where are we at? 80 bucks? And I'm going to say going 2 times on the Go-Go Girl and going once. Chris with the K confirms that the music is on. Thanks. And if I ever forget to put it on, let me know, because I think it's a little soothing and it just kind of... Liberty Bleed Silver's at 85. Wow. The Go-Go Girl at Mississippi, you talked me into putting her in, and she is hot.
Yeah, well, T wanted it, and I'm like, no, I think you could put it up.
I don't know, man. I don't know. All right. Anyway, going once. I get to look at a Go-Go Girl all the time, Mrs. T, and you just need to get those boots. All right. Anyway, I digress. We're going 2 times. Going once. Going twice. Oh boy, we've got a hot auction here. We're at 87 with Altamiro, and Tiger is at 86. Tiger, you're out. Altamiro has it at 87, and Tiger fires right back with 88. And yes, we've got the Go-Go Girl shaking it there, and you guys are really enjoying that. Going one time. And I noticed that as far as coin shows and stackers go, we're at 90 with Liberty Bleed Silver. We're talking about a community of about 97% men, maybe 95%. And it would make sense that someone would want to put the Go-Go Bar in their collection. All right. Going one time and going 2 times. Wow, we're at 90 bucks. Holy smokes. And Nathan Glass, welcome.
91 Tiger.
And Tiger's at 91. Ooh, baby. We've got a good auction here. Wow, this is actually, I thought this would be like $85 bar, and we would surpass that. We've got AJ at 95. AJ Tooley is confirming AJ at 95. And let's see. And by the way, if it does get to 100, which I don't know, who knows? If you look on the right side of your screen here, it says my bid increments. Anything under $100 is $1 increment at a time. And anything over $100, then we start going like $5 increments. So 5, 10, 15, 20, et cetera, et cetera.
So LBS is 101.
LBS is at 101. So the next bid would have to be like 106 or higher. $5 increments. You could be 108 if you want, but the next one after that has to be $5. And if you have any questions after the auction, you might be able to see on the right-hand side here. My email is listed there. And yeah, Mike, it's amazing. And I appreciate the support and the love on the channel. And we're at 101. I'm going to say going one time. And I'm going to say going 2 times with Liberty Bleeds Silver. And going once, going twice. Let's see, you see anything? Sniper time. So goodbye, and goodbye to the Go-Go Dancer. She's going to get a new home in somebody else's house. Oh, by the way, we have another GAW coming up in just a moment, but Mrs. T is telling me it's time for the onzas. It's time for the onzas. That sounds like a song. It's time for the onzas. It's time for the percolator. And I hope you've had your coffee this morning. As I'm dropping stuff, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 Mexican silver onzas. Let's see, 1979, 79, 79, 79. There's 5 of them, actually. 5, all the same year, 1979. Let me show you. They are 0.95. They're sterling silver, big old honkin' coin, and they are 1 ounce. 1 ounce. That 925, it's enough grams of silver to add up to 1 ounce. And there's the balance scale. Sometimes these are referred to the balance scale coins. This right here on the obverse is a screw press. A screw press. And let's see where these land. Let me zoom out just a little bit. As you guys start your bids, I think last week they went for like $61. I don't know where they'll land. But you know what? Every week I just throw stuff out. Wherever it lands, it lands. These are the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 onzas that I have. And where the winner will take 1, 2, or all 5, however many they want. The bid number that you see, like Steve Oakey's at 40. If Steve wins at 40, I'll say, Steve, do you want 1, 2, 3, or 4, or 5? And Steve can tell me. Jay Swartwood's at 41. Cranky's at 45. And we've got ourselves an auction. And this is one of those things. Mrs. T and I were at the Lafayette Coin Show yesterday. We saw no onzas, none, 0. We did wind up buying some Libertads, and but no onzas. These are highly collectible, and you just don't. People have bought them, put them in their stack, and that's where they stay. So when you see them, Mark's still talking about the go-go dancer, and in the middle of the night. And when you see them, you have the opportunity.
He said, "Draw a go-go on him."
All right, guys. Charles is at 60, as we're still talking about the go-go dancer.
I think we're going to be talking about her all
And I knew that would be a hot little bar there, and man, almost stayed in my stack. So close. Mrs. T went, whoop, put that right out of my little stack and put it into the auction.
61.
Lee Coyne says, I want to do a Libertad album, but boy, the dance codes can't find cheaper than 200. I can relate. I've been on the hunt for a Libertad album, and I have, I don't know, I'll give you a pro tip. If you go on eBay and you put in a certain setting, that anytime something that you're looking for pops up in on your text or in your email, once it pops up, you can hurry up and go bid. And I have that for Dansko Libertad album or Dansko Mexico album. And I'll tell you what, some of them have popped up for $100. And no sooner do I get the email, as fast as my fingers can work, getting on my phone and going to eBay, they're gone just like that. Evidently, many other people must have that exact same setting, as I remember to plug in my computer. It was off. Okay, there we go. And oh, Mrs. T, that might explain the lighting issues that we had earlier. The computer was on like some kind of power save mode, and that's why the lighting was goofed up a little bit. But I've got to make a checklist. Where are we at, guys? I'm going to say going one time. Charles is at 62. I think that might have been our problem, Mrs. T. And so I think we need to make like a checklist of like the 12 different things we need to do before we start an auction. And that way we're good to go every week. We are enjoying this to the point where we plan to continue doing these auctions all the time. Going once, going twice. All right. And who won that anyway? What is, I'm looking, Mrs. T, Mexicans don't get angry.
Because Tiger said that
What?
he had a Mexican, angry Mexican lady, and then he started talking to her about libertads, and she got nice.
Oh, well, to say you're Mexican and to say you don't get angry when I get this, I'm not buying that one.
That's
Mrs.
why
T.
I said LOL. Okay,
So
60.
Anyway, where are we at? How many? Who won and how many do you want?
Charles wants to.
Charles wants 2.
Mm-hmm.
Who is the backup bidder, guys? Who is the backup bidder on this? And perhaps I'll scroll up and Tule or Central Michigan or Mark can help me. Who is the backup bidder? And let's see. Prior to that, it was Charles. And prior to Steve.
Mm-hmm.
Steve, how many do you want? Steve wants 1. Okay, Steve takes 1.
Mm-hmm.
Who was prior to Steve? Who was prior to Steve? And that's the question. And does that person want 1 at that price? Let's see. Charles and Steve were going back and forth, no IQ and cranky. So no IQ. Would you want 1 at the same money? And let's see. No IQ. Let us know. And then cranky. Let us know. No IQ has dibs. So no IQ and cranky have dibs. And then we'll go to bin mode. So we'll wait just a minute. And by the way, this is for the winners.
Yeah. Tiger did say he'll take 1 if no one wants him.
Okay. We'll give no IQ and cranky just a second. And Mrs. T, are you seeing anything?
No, just that. Just Tiger.
All righty.
Mm-hmm.
If that's the case, we've given them fair warning.
Mm-hmm.
And so just whoever wants 1, Tiger said he wanted 1. Anybody who wants the last one, just put bid.
No IQ says 1.
Okay, no IQ takes 1 and Tiger takes the other one. All righty, guys, it is time for another giveaway. And here we go. I don't know how he does it. RH, maybe a good time to go to the restroom or something like that. We have 2 sets of rosies there. So, I mean, who wouldn't like a little bit of junk silver, 90% constitutional showing up in the mail? And let's see what question we had. So many of you probably saw my video yesterday, and I interviewed a bright young star on the YouTube scene, and she's been on YouTube for many years, but she recently took the plunge and became a YouTuber. She is the one and only Tule. Let's hear it for her. And so after this auction, if you didn't see that video, go back and watch it after the auction. But I specifically asked her, like, who was an influence on you and caused you to become, or who do you really admire in the YouTube community? And she named 3 specific channels. Name one of those 3 channels that Tule really admires. Name one of those 3 channels that Tule really admires. And let's see. The answer is, or are, I'll let you, the bids, or not the bids, but the answers roll in. Silver Dragons, yes. One of my biggest influences. Yankee, yep, absolutely, somebody I watch all the time. And Empire Precious Metals, absolutely, great sense of humor, good guy, and very knowledgeable. All 3 of these are 3 of my guys on the top of my playlist. And let's see who was the fastest to answer as I scroll up all the way to the top. Let's see, it says no, hey, Tiger, let's see, Jim, and then Tule, yeah, and then a fairly reasonable investor responded dragons, correct? And RH was second this time. RH, you're slipping, man. You're normally first, and RH is second. I promise you guys, RH is not in the next room. He might break into our house every night and look at the questions beforehand. I don't know. Maybe the guy's a cat burglar. I really don't know. But here we go. Who likes poured silver? Specifically, TheSilverStacker poured silver. This is a nice little pour. It has my channel logo on the front with the YouTube symbol, a 20 for the year I started on YouTube. It's 1.7 ounces. And behold, let me zoom in on that. Behold, the pour lines galore. This is number 9. This is number 9. So you're still in the single digits if you wind up with this one for your collection, and start the bidding at $1. Start the bidding at the $1, and let's see which fans of the channel come out. By the way, this is for the winners of that. Here we go. Here we go. Let me scroll down to see the bids. And I've got TJF at $50, Kevin at $55. And again, it's not all about the silver content. This is supporting the channel and also adding some cool silver to your stack collection. And for the vintage, not vintage, but the poured silver fans. I'm looking at Will Land at $60, Charles at $65, and let's see where she lands on this little pour. The T logo pour is what I call these. I'm looking at Bourbon's Silver Stacker at 75. Welcome, Bourbons. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And Bourbons, I don't recognize your name from before, but if you're new here, just understand that if you are new, maybe during the auction or even after the auction, shipping is $5. But if you become a channel member at level 2, 3, or 4, it's free. And that is my way of saying muchos gracias. Thank you very much for becoming a channel member. And let me put the camera back on that and refocus and see where we are at on the bidding on this pour. You see it okay? Okay. Boom, right there. All right, where are we at? $80 for Charles. And thank you, Charles, and thank you for all the bidders. I'm going to say 80 going one time. And then I'm going to say 80 going 2 times to give everybody a fair warning that the auction is about to end here. And Mrs. T, do you see any other Tiger? Thank you very much, sir. I'm looking at Charles at 80, going once, going twice. Sold Charles at 80. Charles at 80. Thank you very much, Charles. All right. Do I have any fans in the house of the Mexican Silver Libertad? The Mexican Silver Libertad. I've got one rotating around on that carousel. I've got 2 here, 3 total. The winner will have the option of saying 1, 2, or 3. Now, as far as Libertads go, 2022 was a low mintage year. 550,000 minted. Take that in comparison, and people always ask, well, why are Libertads so popular compared to American Silver Eagles? Well, American Silver Eagles are very popular, super popular, the most popular bullion coin on the planet, I believe. But these guys are so expensive because look at the mintages. Jay Swartwood starts me at 45, and that's a great starting point, and we'll go from there. 2022 Mexican Silver Libertads. Again, walking around the coin show yesterday and the different shops. I was at the Gold Depot this week. You just don't see them. You just don't see them. And we've got Jay Swartwood at $45. And ooh, that would be a good deal if you can get it at that price, Jay. We'll see if you can hang on or someone else throws their hat in the ring and they could either take 1, 2, or 3 Libertads. Jay Swartwood, No IQ's at 50. Charles is at 60. And boy, I thought you were going to go wire to wire, Jay. But Charles likes him at 60.
And Emma wanted to know if that was sand casting in your last pour.
That last one, no, not sand casting.
Right.
I will be doing a sand casting, and I have got an idea, and I've been working on it, and I've been doing prep work, and I'm going to make a video, hopefully, if it comes out any good. And Tiger said, yeah, you could just flash your Libertad at any point in time and make somebody smile. There you go. Going one time, and maybe it's, oh, never mind.
Yeah.
What aspect of that Libertad makes people so happy? I'm not exactly sure. All right, going 2 times to Charles at $60. And let's see.
J53. Oh, wait.
Thule, I'm looking at Charles at 60. Do you see that?
Yes.
Okay. And I'm going once. I'm going twice. And is that it? Alrighty. All right. I am going $60 was the winner was, let's see, scrolling up. It was Charles, right? Yeah,
Yes.
Charles, do you want 1, 2, or 3? 1, 2, or 3, Charles. And then we'll go to the backup bidder. Backup bidder. And the next item I have is very, very unique. Charles wants 1. And who was the backup bidder for the other? Oh, actually, I could have left that there. Backup bidder. Who was the backup bidder? I think there was somebody at 50 or 55 or something like that. Jay was at 53. Jay, would you like one at 60? Jay, would you like one at 60? And your option, just let me know. Option for the Libertad at $60. Thank you, Charles. Appreciate you bidding. Jay says 1, and we'll move this one here. And there's 1 left, and I'm not sure who the backup bidder was on that one. Here we go. And I'll be your Huckleberry. Good morning. Can't stay long. Glad you're here. Glad you're here. All right. Jay wanted 1. Anybody want the last one? Who was the backup bidder prior to Jay? Prior to Jay. No IQ was at 50. No IQ, would you like one at 60? Just let me know. And then we'll put it out for everybody else to bid on. So no IQ, let us know as I take another little sip of my coffee. Ooh, I've got something to show you guys. This is different, very different. And here we go. All right, no IQ,
No.
your option. And then anybody else who wants one?
He said yes.
No, okay, no IQ takes that last one.
Okay.
All right, guys, take a look at this. Take a look at this. 2023. You've got the queen on one side. You've got the king on the other side. Both 2023. It says 2023 right there. And on Charles, it says 2023 on the other side. It says 2023 right there. That's a Silver Britannia. This is a beautiful sailing ship. Exactly which one, I'm not exactly sure. But this is what makes it unique. You've got the king and the queen. And this is being sold all as one package. You've got the king and the queen. And from 2023, boy, I'm not even sure where to start this. I'm going to say start me off at like basically 60, 62? You said 66?
Yep.
All right, I already said 62. So let's just start it at 62. And that would be a steal on the king and the queen. And, I rarely go against Mrs. T's word, but I had already said 62. Isn't that right, Mrs. T? I always do exactly what you say.
Oh, my goodness.
So there we go. You've got the king and the queen, and we're going to start at 62 and see where it goes and see if anybody is interested in the Britannia or the ship coin with the queen and the king from 2023.
Yeah,
all right.
Revolution said he put 72 for us.
There you go. And we're starting at 62. So you do get some good bargains around these parts every once in a while.
These parts.
Excuse me. And we'll see if anybody is interested. If not, we'll go to something else, and I'll give it just a second. I mean, the silver content alone is worth, a couple of silver coins is worth like $60. All right. Altamiro is at 66. Altamiro is at 66. Does that mean no crowns will be worth more? I'm not sure what that is referring to, but there you go. You've got the queen right there. Rich at the coin at the Gold Depot told me that this was the last coin that the queen was on. I cannot verify that, and I don't know that for sure, but I can tell you this. I don't think she's going to be on any 2024 coins, and this is a 2023 coin, and then this is the first. So we should call this the king and queen last and first. King and queen last and first. And the king's crown. I don't know.
Something on the other side.
Let's see. There's a Britannia right there. You've got a beautiful ship.
And then unknown 66 is cheap.
Okay. And there we go. Going once. For 66, going one time. Going one time. And we'll see. Oh, Revolution jumps in at 67. Revolution jumps in at 67. AJ, you are out at 66 because Revolution came out of nowhere. And AJ responds very quickly at 68. Revolution, now you're out. No, you're not. You're at 69. And there we go. There we go. We'll see where this one lands. And we'll see if these guys battle it out. Did anybody see the alleged car chase in New York City? That wasn't really a car chase. Perhaps Meghan Markle just being a little bit dramatic. And boy, those Royals, I'll tell you, they are something else. AJ at 72 going one time. And Revolution says the Cook Island is nice. That's a Cook Island ship coin. And any coin with a ship on it, I think is cool. But that's just me. I love the honest value never fails coin. And AJ, are they 999? So I can't remember if they're 3 9s or 4 9s. So the Britannia 3 9s. And the ship coin is 4 9s. That is the Cook Islands ship coin is 4 9s. So you got 4 9s and 3 9s. And I kind of lost my train of thought there. And I lost my focus too. All right.
Okay.
So where are we? Going
72,
once,
AJ 72.
going twice. And boy, my focus just totally went away. There we go. I don't know what to do about that. All right, going once, going twice.
AJ 72.
Boom, sold.
Yeah.
All right, put that one away, Mrs. T.
Okay.
Next. Oh boy, this focus. Come on, baby. Let's take this off of here and see if we could focus without giving a face reveal. We've got some Inglehards, vintage silver. Who's a fan of the vintage silver? I hope some of you are. And if you watch my channel, you must. because you know I love the vintage, and so do so many of you. Englehards. I don't know. Start me off at $30 and let's just go from there. These are in good shape. They come in a beautiful little capsule. In the past, I know these went north of $60. Central Michigan starts at 30. I have a feeling this is going to be a battle. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, 5. Up for your consideration. The winner will have their choice of 1, 2, 3, or 4, or 5. Sometimes people take 1 or 2. Other times they just say, give them all to me. And it's all fair game. If you're the winner, it's your prerogative. There's no shame in that. I'm just about running out of these. These are the only 5 like this that we are going to auction today. So here is your one and only chance to get a 1 ounce vintage, super shiny Engelhard bar, or 2 or 3. You got the Big E with the bull logo, and boom, right there. I'm looking at RH at 53. RH is at 53, and that is, in my opinion, a nice deal. RH at 53. And we don't wait around here. Going one time to RH at 53. And I'm going to say remember these went for over $80, Mrs. T? That one guy, Eric, with the K?
No, Eric, yeah.
Going 2 times to RH. RH, if this holds up, congratulations.
Yeah, you have
at 53. Fast Cars is at 54. Liberty is at 60. All right, you were close, my friend. You were close to the deal of the century. Liberty Bleeds Silver is at 60.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
No. It was Fast Car 54, not 66.
Okay. I'm looking at Liberty at 60. Is that right?
Yeah.
Tuli, back me up on that. And by the way, for the King and Queen, there is the applause. I'm looking at Liberty at 60 is what I'm looking at. LBS, Tuli, I like that. LBS at 60. RH is at 61. RH knows what he's looking at, and those are hard to come by. Let's see if there's a response from LBS. Not LBJ, LBS. And
61 RH.
I'm going to go one time to RH.
No IQ, 62.
Oh, no IQ jumps in. No IQ jumps in at 62. And we've got ourselves a battle here, guys. Good old-fashioned Engelhard battle.
Oh, yeah.
And Liberty Bleeds Silver jumps it up to 65 with sunglasses and a smiley face. Woo! And it's a sunny day here in Northwest Indiana. Later this afternoon, I am going mountain biking. I'll be enjoying that sunshine as well. But until then, I'm doing a fun auction here. LBS is at 65. And I'm going to go one time. I'm going 2 times. And SGT in the house. Going once. Going twice. See anything, Mrs. T? No IQ, 66. Ooh, just in the nick of time. Now, LBS, you're out now. And because we've got no IQ at 66. And it's always the people who say they have the no IQ are the smartest people in the room. And it's always the people who brag about their IQ who seem to be the idiots in the room. No IQ is outbid by Liberty Bleeds Silver, with this time with a fist. Boom! Fist pound. Bam! And Liberty Bleeds Silver goes 67. Punch. All right, as I entertain myself over here. Sorry guys, sorry. Yeah, and talk. Maybe that's why I I don't know. HDD right here. Going twice. And hyperactivity disorder. Let's see, where are we at, guys?
67. Liberty leads over.
LBS at 67.
Yep, that's it. Okay.
Going once, going twice, and anything else, Mrs. T?
Nope.
All right. All right, I put in the sold, and the winner was LBS with a knockout punch. LBS, how many do you want? 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5? Your choice. Your choice. And we'll wait for LBS to give a response, and let me know, Mrs. T, if you see any responses there. On not yet. Okay. I'm gonna put this over here.
Okay.
And let's see, what does LBS say? And let me get my little preview arranged here. Let's see if this will balance. No, I'm not going to balance that way. We'll put it that way. All right, LBS.
One for now.
One for now. Boom. Now, the one that you were battling it out with, that was that R? Who was that? Was that RH?
No IQ.
No IQ. Sorry, no IQ. And by the way, this is for LBS. No IQ. Would you like 1, 2, 3, or 4? And Tulia has helped me out here. She's got no IQ, RH, fast car, and bourbon.
Yeah.
No IQ, you're next. 1, 2, 3, or 4. Just let us know. Same money. Just let us know, as the people can admire the silver pour.
No IQ wants to.
No IQ takes 2. And then the next one, according to Thule, thank you, Thule, was RH. RH, would you like 1 or 2? Your option, my friend. Just let us know what you want to do.
2.
All right, there you go.
Okay.
Now, before we get to what's on the turntable up here, do I have any Libertad lovers back in the house? Let's see here. I'm going to put 1, 2, 3. Boom. 1, 2, 3. Just so you know how many I have here. And the winner could take 1, 2, or 3. Boy, this is a pretty looking display. MS69 from 2022. Start me off wherever you want. Start me at $1. I don't care, because I know these are going to go well. These are beautiful 2022 graded Libertads. And James is at 43. And the winner will have the option 1, 2, or 3. However many they want. James is at 43, which is less than I paid for them. And we'll see where they land. Bourbon SilverStacker comes in strong at 65. Tries to put the competition out of commission with a strong bid. Bourbon, and that's where they've been going, somewhere around that neighborhood or even a little bit north of that. But Bourbon tries for the knockout punch. And I'm looking at Charles at 75. AJ at 80. AJ at 80, Thule says, and confirming that. And this is for the last winners of the previous auction. I'm looking at Charles at 100. Charles at 100. In support of the channel, and support of yours truly, TheSilverStacker, and in support of beautiful Mexican silver. And James, craziness. Yeah, it is crazy that people come and show love like this and make high bids. So Charles, that is one heck of a bid there. And I'm going to say, going one time And I'm going to say going 2 times. And sometimes people support the channel in various ways. This is one of those ways. And thank you, thank you, thank you. Going once, going twice. So, to Charles, and Charles, let me know, 1, 2, or 3, how many do you want? And Charles, let me know how many you want on the beautiful Mexican silver libertad. And just let me know, Charles. And we'll get ready. The next one is going to be the auction after this is takes 2. Okay. Does anybody else want the last one? At $100, that was the winning bid, $100. And Mark confirms after that was AJ, then Bourbon. AJ, TheSilverStacker, a $10. Thank you, Tiger. Thank you, thank you, thank you. TheSilverStacker, I appreciate you, and you're going to see in just a moment. And AJ says no. So then it's Bourbon. Bourbon, do you want one? Tiger, I'm glad you're still here. And AJ's going to wait for the next one. So Bourbon, it's up to you. Bourbon, no thank you. And no worries. We'll say that for another day. Now, I seem to remember somebody. I can't remember who. I just can't remember who. Somebody that I know was asking for a 2-ounce Libertad.
Oh, no.
A 2-ounce Libertad. Now, can anybody, Thule, maybe you could help me. Who was that was asking for a 2-ounce Libertad? And I went out of my way to get a 2-ounce Libertad for this person. I just can't remember their name. Who was that person? Let me get this ready. And
Mark says lion.
Was it a lion? Somebody with a lion name?
I don't know.
Was it a kitty cat?
Kitty cat.
Somebody was looking, maybe a frog, Emerald Coast says. A frog was looking for a 2-ounce Libertad. Well, I got the mother.
His ribs hurt.
I got the mother of all 2-ounce Libertads.
Oh,
and I had to make a contact with a special dealer friend. These are, I don't know if you'll ever find another one of these, honestly. And that's no jokes aside. I tried to look for eBay comps. I couldn't find any. The guy I got this from basically had the entire collection because he is a whale. When it comes to dealers, this guy's a whale. It's not one of my coin shop friends that you guys are familiar with. This is a friend that I don't think you guys even know about.
Tiger says you're teasing it.
All right, here we go. Here we go, buddy boy. You want a 2-ounce, huh, Tiger? 2 ounces. Plata pura. Take a look at this. This is a Proof 70 Ultra Cameo. Ultra Cameo NGC holder specifically for my friend TheSilverStacker. And if he doesn't want it, this is going into my personal collection. And so, Tiger, this one's for you, buddy. Mrs. T and I agreed that, no, that's not going to hold. No. I might just have to hold it. This one, I'm going to offer it to you at my price. Mrs. T, do you remember? We wrote that down. $245. Tiger, starting bid, $245. And if you're not interested, or anybody else, this will go in my personal collection, and you'll see it on upcoming videos and everything else like that. This isn't your average 2-ounce Mexican Libertad. My personal price was $245 because this is a Proof 70 Ultra Cameo. Let me show you the obverse. There she is. There's the obverse. And Tiger's at $245. Matthew knows what he's looking at and realizes these don't, it basically took me a special connection to get this. And Tiger, you're out, my friend. And I can't even type. And Mrs. T, you want to hold this while I type?
Yeah.
And
Tiger.
there. All right, there you go. And what makes it a cameo? Oh, your shadow. I don't know if that matters at all. You hold that. You got it? All right. Tiger, I'm not exactly sure what makes it a cameo. It's the finish, basically. And as you look, oops, as we're both going to make face reveals here, then maybe this wasn't a good idea. All right, here we go. I'm going to set this way back here.
Yeah, but it's a nice coin though.
There we go. There's a solution.
Yeah, there you go.
Duh.
Nice.
And we'll put that there.
Well, Tiger's been asking. There you go, Tiger.
All right, that one's for you, Tiger.
Yeah.
Where are we at? I'm going to say Tiger at 255 going one time. Tiger at 255 going two times. Tiger at 255. Woo-wee! Oh, Peter, you were just behind. On my screen, I'm seeing Tiger at 255 on my screen. And matter of fact, and Tuli, you must be seeing.
Yes.
No, I'm seeing Tiger. So let me show you this. And I'm gonna do something I've never done before, just because Peter's another good buddy of mine. Can you see this? It says sold, and then underneath I see Peter came in at 265. Sold, and then Peter at 265.
And Tiger says, Peter, don't mess with my 2,000.
Tiger is messing around. And there you go. Peter, I'm sorry, Peter. You were just a hair too late. And thank you for your bid. And I think it's worth every bit of $265. Tiger got it at $255. And Tiger, that one was for you. I've got something small and cool. Here's another one I was actually considering keeping. Here's another one. Let's see. Let me get my phone back and my sounds. And this one kind of... that's not the sound I was looking for. Let's see. Congratulations, Tiger. This is the way Mrs. T used to sound when she would ride around with me on my motorcycle. Okay. All right. Enough of my sound effects here. Speaking of my old motorcycle, I used to ride a Ninja back in the day, in the Stone Ages, in the BC era, before children. I had a sport bike, a crotch rocket, as they say. This happens to be an Art Bar chopper, and this is killer. This really is killer. It was made out of all places in Switzerland, and I don't know how many choppers they ride around in Switzerland, or they did back in 1973. In the bottom left corner, this says 1973 motorcycles. That's all it says, motorcycles. And there's a chopper. Back to the chopper. And so, who wants it? Start me off at $50, and that's the starting price, because this sucker will stay in my collection if anybody doesn't want it at $50 on the chopper. The chopper. All right. I got this one at the coin show yesterday, and I fell in love with it. I'll give you guys first crack at 50, and then it's staying in my. Who ever heard of a Switzerland motorcycle chopper with a guy and a girl riding around? RH is at 50. RH knows his vintage. And oh, by the way, this is for Tiger. And my coffee runs out. Time to switch over to water. We're looking at RH at 50. Woo, that is a bargain. These are considered what you call art bars. And there's an entire collector community out there for silver art bars. 1973, that's about as good as you get. So many of them were minted in the early 70s. And man, if this holds up, RH, you are doing really, really well. And right after this, we have a giveaway. So stick around. I'm going to say RH going one time. Ooh, RH. You dirty dog. If you get this for $50.
Dirty dog. RH.
I'm going to say 2 times to RH. Yeah, Chopper Art Bar. Yeah. Good luck finding another one of these somewhere. And I'm going RH at $50. This could be the steal of the day, in my personal opinion. Oh, RH, you almost had it. I had sold, typed out, but I didn't hit enter. And RH responds immediately with 55. RH must know the art bar market because, again, with that many collectors out there, this is probably, I don't know, $80, $85, $90 bar. You know, if you have a collection and, yeah, it looks like Easy Rider for sure. What year did that movie come out, Central Michigan? Was that like late 69 or 70 or something like that? And the chopper craze was alive and well way back then. And I'm going to say RH going one time. And once Mrs. T and I, we had our first child, little baby girl, Mrs. T told me it was time to sell the bike. And my crotch rocket, my sport bike, went away. And Mr. T shed a tear that day. Oh, saying goodbye to that was fastest I ever rode. I don't know if I ever told you this, Mrs. T, but the fastest I got that baby up to was 115, riding around with my buddy Rasco. And that was scary. That was a scary ride. I'm looking at LBS at 57, and crazy guy like Mark in Australia, I'm sure he's probably ridden a motorcycle faster than 115. I might have actually been going faster than that, but that's the fastest I could verify as I was looking down at the speedometer, because from that point on, I was only looking straight ahead at the road. I was too scared to even look down to see if I was hitting 120 or anything like that. I'm going one time, and then I'm going to say 2 times, and then let's see if any other bids flood in. Weekly Bullions here. Hey, we're just talking about motorcycles, an Easy Rider, and looking at some cool old vintage art bar. Going once, going twice, and sold. Fast Cars 170. Oh my Lord. All right. Congratulations. That was a goodbye. Hate to say goodbye to that one. We're coming down to the final phase of the auction today, Mrs. T. We have typically 3 rows of items, and we do 3 rows, and it is God time. It is RH, his time to shine. The man with the internet that is faster than 170 miles an hour, that's for sure. And let's see, we've got a couple rosies. The RH rule, we no longer give away 1 prize. We have to give away 2 just to give everybody a chance at something. Time for the GAW. And here we go. All right. You may have noticed behind on the little carousel, there is a big coin rotating around, and it's a Glacier National Park coin, big giant coin. It has George Washington on the other side. It's a part of what series? That particular coin is part of what series? And it's a cool but it's a very cool, artistic, beautiful depiction of Glacier National Park. Mrs. T and I are our National Park people. We've been to Yellowstone, south of Glacier, but we haven't been to Glacier. It's kind of on our list of places to go, but it's part of what series? Let's see who gets it. Let me take a look here. And in case you're wondering, the correct answer is America the Beautiful. Let me scroll up to see if anybody got that one. America the Beautiful. Oh gosh. RH. America the Beautiful. RH. Automatic RH. Maybe that'll be his nickname. Automatic RH. And then Mark Newcomb says ATB. America the Beautiful. That's what I'm looking at on my screen. And Mrs. T, you verify?
I verify.
RH. Automatic.
Yep.
Mark, I've got a little collection going for you. I'm going to put this in the little collection we have going for you. RH, the automatic, Mr. Automatic. What should we, RH stands for really high speed. Maybe that's
really
what we
high
should call them.
speed.
Really high speed. I have a feeling for the, and by the way, both of you guys, congratulations. I have a feeling this next auction is going to be going really high speed as well, because at that coin show yesterday, I was able to procure some old school Libertads. Old school Libertads. Start me at 1 centavo. 1 centavo. 1 cent auction. No, just kidding. $1. $1. 1 peso. $1. What do you say dollar? I was dolor. Dollar. Dolor is pain, like dolor en la cabeza.
Yes.
Okay. Anyway, $1. Old school SGT. You know how to say it. I know you're bilingual. I wish I was bilingual. My Spanish
40.
is terrible. Here we go. Matthew's at 50 on the $50 on the old school Libertad. And there is the obverse educational moment. For anybody who didn't know, this is the obverse. It has the snake grasping in its beak. The snake, she has the eagle grasping the snake perched on a cactus, which is very significant, and the folklore of the Mexican people and how they're.
You want to know what year?
What year? This is an 83. 83. The mintage is about $1 million. About $1 million on this one. And let's see. No IQ is at 65. Thanks for asking. No IQ is at 65. And I'm going to say going one time on the Mexican Libertad. One time to no IQ. Then I'm going to punch in going 2 times and see if anybody else is an old school Libertad fan and how much so. Mrs. T, are you seeing any other bids coming in?
No.
Going once, going twice. And I've got no IQ at 65. No IQ, there's a little plot twist here, because you could either take 1, 2, or 3. We've got the 83.
Wait, Matthew DeHart came in right before you sold.
Oh, Lord.
At 66.
You're right.
Yeah.
Matthew DeHart with a snipe. Matthew, a snipe, a dagger straight to the heart by Matthew DeHart. Matthew, you've got the option. Sorry about that, no IQ. Didn't mean to get you all excited for nothing. You've got the option. 83, 84, or 93. You've got 3 options here. You can take 1, 2, or all 3, and they're 3 different years.
He says 1.
Which one would you like? Just let me know, Matthew. You want the 83, you want the 84, or you want the 1993. And the 93, they were still doing the single, even though they were into the 90s, the single crest on the back, the coat of arms. Charles, you're late, buddy. The person in the driver's seat right now, Matthew, wanted the 93. All right, that's off the table.
Okay.
Now, the next two go to the backup bidder, which was no IQ, right?
Yes.
I said sold and no IQ. So no IQ, 66. One or both, the 83 or the 84, your option. Your option. Here we go. Chris with a K, you guys are way behind. Yeah, Charles and
Matthew said 93. He wants the 93.
Yeah, Matthew wants the 93. So no IQ.
Wants the 83.
No IQ wants the 83.
Yes.
Who is prior to that? Who is prior to no IQ? And by the way, this is for both of you guys. Prior to no IQ, we had Charles in there in the mix.
Mm-hmm.
Charles, would you like the 84 or should I throw it out there to the hungry wolves? Because I know somebody's going to snatch this up at that price. Charles, you're up, my friend. And just let me know if you'd like that last one. And it happens to be a 1984. And Charles takes what's left. Congratulations, Charles. And not everything around here is as high end. And by the way, Charles, right here, congratulations. Not everything around here is a coin or a round or a piece. This is a handcrafted piece. This is a piece of artwork, my friends. This is a piece of Mexican artwork. I picked it up just yesterday. It has a tag on it. And let's see. It's you could see the obverse there, the front of it. Something you could hang on a chain. It is sterling silver from Mexico, obviously. The back is hand depiction. You've got a pyramid there. You've got a couple mountains, perhaps volcanoes in the background. And you've got a Mexican scene there. But this is the side that I really like a lot. Man, I don't know even where to start this because it's artwork. Like, how do you measure this? Let's just start it at $1 and see who's a fan of Mexican silver. Mrs. C, can you dig up that tag that was on that and that I could read? There we go. So started at $1. I don't know where this, it could go for 20 bucks. It could go for $50. I don't really know. All I can tell you is it is cool. It is cool. And the Mexican artwork, boom. And yeah, I think it's cool. This is it's hand engraved. It is sterling. And it's from Mexico. And it says a name. I think I don't know if it's the name of the artist. Ziggurat? Not really sure. The mysterious metal, we'll call it. I've got Jesse at $11, which is well below what I paid for it. And I was thinking that there might be quite a few people interested in this one. Is the hat weight on that? No IQ is at 70. No, you know what? I should have waited. I really should have waited. My guess is it's right at an ounce or maybe slightly less than an ounce. 0.925 sterling silver. No IQ is at 50. TJF was at 20. TJF is at 25.
He wants to know what is the ASW.
What is the ASW? The silver weight? Not positive. It's a 0.925. It's sterling silver. We got home from that coin show and ran around all night. In a perfect world, I would have had time to weigh this, and I probably should have. But I can tell you just by holding it, it's probably about 80% or maybe an ounce, 0.8 or an ounce. I'm looking at 7 stacks. Where's 7? Where you been? 7 stacks. Comes out of nowhere. because she likes artwork. 7 stacks is at 27, and we'll see where it lands. We've got quite a few people interested now. Charles is at 30, which is around the price range where I purchased it at. I think, did we buy it at 30? 40? Oh boy. Yeah, we bought it at 40. I liked it that much. And Mrs. T is the numbers person that keeps track of the numbers. And it is pretty. It is pretty. You're buying not only silver content, but you're buying pretty artwork that it does look. If I had to guess, I would say like 1960s or something like that. Someone could look up the artist, and if they buy it and do a little research, you might have a real gem here. Chris with a K is at 31. Charles is at 32. We got ourselves a good old-fashioned auction here with several people interested in the neat old piece here. And Mrs. T, I'll tell you in a minute after this one. Next, we're going to do some poured silver. We're going to do some poured silver because we forgot that bar on there. We skipped right past it.
Okay.
So let's do 34 with Charles, and let's see if Chris with a K responds. Charles is at 34. Man, at that rate, I would have kept it. That's a good bargain. But let's see. Going 1 time. And I'm going to say going 2 times. And I'm looking at J at 35. And no, wait, I see Chris with a K north of J on my screen. They must have bid like simultaneously or something. So I see Chris with a K at 35. Jay Swartwood, you're out, is what I see. Either way, Chris is at 36. I don't know where this is going to land. But if you want it, now's the time to get it. I'm going to start all over by saying 1 time. The current winner is Chris with a K. Hi, Brian, where you been? Nice to see you back around here. I'm looking at Chris with a K at 36 is in the lead at this point in time. And we'll see if anybody else, sorry about the confusion there. And again, with the internet, sometimes you guys will bid simultaneously. And what I see on my screen, it might be slightly different than what you see on your screen. It's usually pretty much the same, but you never can tell. Okay, Mrs. T, what are you looking at? Do you see any other bids coming in?
No.
Going once, going twice. Chris with a K at 36. Ooh, that was a good bargain. Good bargain. And I think you got down on that one. That was a good one. And I am going to go with some poured silver next. I'm going to go with some poured silver next. What's that? Yep, this one right here, the bar, Mrs. T.
Okay.
This bar is what I call my signature bar. And let me show you. Let me zoom out just a little bit. This has absolutely monster pour lines on it. Monster pour lines on it. This has a hammered edge all the way around, hammered by my hand on this bar to make it unique. This is the only one like this on the planet that has this exact hammering. This one is 3.8 ounces. I put SIG to denote that this is my signature bar. This is the bar that when I show pictures, everybody really likes this one. This is only the 4th. And the reason I call it my signature bar is I haven't seen this exact style anywhere. I'm going to show you the edge and the coloring. Every time I tone, it comes out slightly different. I'll put some natural light on it. I don't know if you can see. This one has a greenish tint to it. And I have no idea if you could see that on your screens at home, but it has a greenish tint to it. Can you see that at all? And so here we go. On that one, I've got to start at $100. Oh, Tuli's at $150. on the signature bar and hand poured in the USA by yours truly. And as far as like pour lines, man, that's one of the coolest. The stamp is centered, looking pretty, right in the middle. The weight is 3.8 ounces. Troy. And there you go, guys. There you go. Let me make this a little bit bigger for you to enjoy. And yeah, man, yeah, it came out good. It came out really, really good, especially that stamp right in the center there and the way the tone came out. I started a slightly different technique that I learned from Big Red, one of the famous YouTube silver pourers. And I'm looking at Tuli at 165 on that signature bar with the insane pour lines. You know, when you pour silver, you just never know. You pour it in and either they're sand casting or in a mold, and the silver does what the silver is going to do. And as you're making that pour, there's only so much you can control, and sometimes it comes out pretty cool, and sometimes it comes out freaking awesome. And this is that second category. I'm going to say going one time to Tuli at 180 and see where she lands. Tiger, let's see.
Tuli's bidding.
Oh, Tuli is bidding.
Yes.
And Tiger and Mark, I'm sure, are going to be helping out with the facilitating. I'm going to say 180 going 2 times. And so if anybody else is interested, now's your time. I'm going once, going twice. Last and final. And Tuli, congratulations. You got yourself a nice piece there. And there you go. There you go. Thank you for supporting my love and my hobby of silver pouring. And that basically adds fuel to the fire. And I've got some very ambitious projects coming up in the works. Stuff that you've never seen on my channel. Matter of fact, stuff, well, I don't want to get too ahead of myself. I better, before I sing it, I better bring it. And because it's so ambitious, I'm not sure how it's going to come out. And if it doesn't come out good, it's going to go straight back into the furnace. But I don't know if you can tell by my voice, I'm pretty excited about what's coming in the near future on my channel. But Tuli, thank you very much for your support. And next, we're going to do the ATB, America the Beautiful. There you go. Our nation, I don't know if you've ever read any books on George Washington, but I'll tell you what, we all know and love George Washington from the history books. But if you have ever read the biography on George Washington like I have, absolutely fascinating. I've been to Mount Vernon probably about 8 or 10 times. I just have the utmost admiration for our very first president, founding father, George Washington. But to me, I'm also, and Mrs. T, we are both nature lovers. And we've been to Billings, Montana, on our way into Yellowstone, passing through the Beartooth Pass. But we've never made it up to Glacier. This one's got to start at 180. This one's got to start at 180. In case you're wondering, it's 2011, 5 ounces of silver. It's got a beautiful mountain goat there on the front depiction, the mountains in the back. 180 start, or else this baby is going to go in Mrs. T's collection. So it's up to you. TJF is at 200, and that's where we're starting. TJF is at 200. AJ is at 250. AJ is at 250, and that's what we're looking at on the America the Beautiful series. Not something you see in the coin shops very often anymore, and it is beautiful indeed. That's why I got it. I thought it was beautiful. And I thought some of you might feel the same way. And so I'm going, Jesse is at 265. And so these guys, Mrs. T, they know how collectible these are as well. They're not just buying for the silver content, although it is 5 beautiful ounces of silver. It is a gorgeous, gorgeous piece. We're going Jesse at 265. We'll say going one time. We're going Jesse at 265, going 2 times. And I know there was some other interest in it. And so now is your chance, because I'm getting ready. I'm fixing to hit sold here. Going once, going twice, and there you go. There you go. Congratulations on that purchase. That was a pretty one indeed. And we'll get that face revealer off of there. And congratulations. That was a nice one. And we're going to go to some 1990s silver, early 90s. I don't know if any of you know about the greatest football player in the history of the NFL. His name is Walter Payton, and there he is right there. Let's start this one at $40, and we'll see if there's any silver fans who are also crossover sports fans and know all about the legend of the greatest player. In my opinion, he could run, he could pass. He actually passed and threw for touchdowns, and he could block better than almost any other back. The man did it all, and he was a workhorse. And off the field, he was one of the biggest gentlemen in the NFL has ever seen. And Jay Swartwood, you're at 40. That was my price that I paid for it. And we'll see where it goes from here. I know SGT picked one of these up last week. And if you get it at 40, boy, oh boy, that is a bargain. And SGT, this is the last one because the third one is going in my personal collection. And that was a no-brainer for me to put that one. Yeah, Mark, definitely, since this is a man sport, Mark, we have to protect our heads with helmets because we hit so hard. It's not like that little girly sport of rugby that you enjoy over there in Australia. And yeah, this is a real man sport. And I've heard about rugby, some of the things these guys do when they're all laying on top of each other and hugging, and where some of them insert their fingers in their other players' sports, in the pile there. I've heard about that stuff.
Helmets and tutus. Helmets and tutus.
Oh, Mark, you are my friend, and I love joking around with you. All right, going once, going twice. This is the steal of the day. If it goes to $40, that was my price. Going once, going twice, and sniper time.
SGT 45.
Oh, SGT in the nick of time.
Yeah.
Going with 45, and yeah, rugby. I'll tell you what. In my youth, I was pretty fast. I wasn't big and bulky with muscles. As in baseball, I played center field and leadoff man, which means I got hits and stole bases and scored. And I kind of wonder how I would have done in rugby if the speed would have served me well in that sport, or if I would have been pummeled by some of those monsters who play rugby. But hey, we're talking football, NFL football here. And we're going one time. I'm looking at 51 with Jay Swartwood.
Yes.
And I thought I was going to give it away at $40, but we're at 51 with Jay Swartwood, and I'll say going twice. And Jim Thorpe. Oh my gosh, Tiger. I've read a biography or two on him, and just an amazing, amazing individual. One of the greatest athletes on the face of the planet to ever live.
Tigers at 52.
Tigers at 52. We got ourselves an auction. SGT's at 55. And everybody's woken up here.
Yeah.
And SGT came to the rescue earlier because I was about to give it away for $40.
Mhm.
It is cool. You don't see Walter Payton stuff like
Oh,
that.
look, Mark will take us to a game when we go visit him.
Oh,
Oh,
so
boy.
Mark, if we went in like mid-December or end of December, what would the weather be like in your area? I know Australia is a big continent. What would the weather be like around that time of year? All right. Going one time to Charles at 56.
Mhm.
But Mark won't let me drink Foster's beer over there because he said that's just an export. They don't even drink Foster's over there.
He said it would be hot.
I'm pretty sure they drink Dos Equis and Coronas over there in Australia. I don't know. Maybe even Bud Lights. I don't know. I don't know these days. All right.
57, Tiger.
Tigers at 57. And SGT fires back at 58. We got ourselves a good old-fashioned auction. And by the way, we're coming down to the end.
Yes.
After this, we only have 2 more items
Mhm.
and then a giveaway. So if you want to stick around for the giveaway or just the entertainment purposes only, I'm looking at SGT at 58. Jay Swartwood is 59. Chris with a case says no Bud Light.
Mhm.
Bud Light, I don't know if you knew about this, Mrs. T. They had an advertising campaign. And I won't go into the details, but let me just say it was very unpopular. And people are making jokes these days about Bud Light.
Oh, recent campaign?
Yeah, recent
Oh,
campaign.
okay.
And you know
Boo
what?
Bud. Yeah, Tiger says boo Bud.
Yeah, I used to drink good old-fashioned Budweiser back in the
Budweiser.
day in the bottle, out of a bottle. That and some arachetas. Oh man, good stuff, baby. Cold bottle of Budweiser and some arachetas. Hey, SGT knows all about those arachetas. And
62.
he's at 62. He's at 62. And Mark says no politics. I agree with that, Mark. Let's just keep this as we talked. Tuli and I talked about our channels being escapism. Let's keep the talk to football and the sport of rugby.
Okay,
I don't even know where we're at. SGT going one time. SGT going 2 times. And I do like my Yingling. I do like my Yingling. I remember back in the day, it wasn't long ago, you can only find that in the East Coast. And so I'll be in DC in the fall. Sold SGT. And he knows the good stuff when he sees it. Speaking of the good stuff, I hope you appreciate this one. This is the last Silver Pour. As I mentioned, as I was running around the house, Mrs. T was chasing me. Pour. I poured this one last night. Actually, not last night, the night before last. And it comes with a little felt and a certificate of authenticity. This is a toned up. It's basically antiqued. It's an antique version of my tea pour. This is 1.8 ounces. If I can get to focus, number 8. And there you go. Oh, and the tone, it came out kind of like an aqua color. I don't know if you guys see that as my camera is doing some kind of autofocus thing for me. Let's see. There it is. There's a close-up. Extreme close-up. Kind of a like a turquoise type of tint to it. Nice pour. Nice pour lines there. 1.8 ounces. 0.999 fine silver. Numero 8. Number 8. For your consideration. Right there. Boom. Start me off. Revolution's got me a 50. Thank you, Revolution, for starting us off. And this is the last one today. You know, there's only one more item after this. So there we go. Boom, right there. Tuli's at 80 on the slightly aqua color antique silver pour with the YouTube logo. Kind of some neat character. This looks like a little crack or something like that in the back. And the pour is the pour. The silver does what the silver wants to do. And it does have a little character, which is, I kind of like that. I think I like it better than just being perfectly smooth. I'm looking at Tuli at 80. And we'll see where she goes. Going one time. Julie's going to have like a nice little collection of TheSilverStacker poured silver in her stack collection. And yeah, the tint color is different and unique. And you know, when you pour, the silver does what the silver is going to do. When you tone, the toning compound, the liver of sulfur is going to do what it's going to do. And is it we could call it the cracked tea. Oh boy, Tiger's got jokes. All right, going once, going twice, and oh, I almost did I almost did this. That's not what it is. We want this. Going once, going twice. All right. Oh, that was the grenade earlier.
Yeah, not a grenade.
All right. Thank you, Tuli. Appreciate your support. And let's see what something different, unique. You haven't seen this in the entire auction. And glad there's still 50 people here on this beautiful Sunday morning. We're going to have one more item, and then we are going to do a giveaway. All right. This looks like, I don't know if that's Pluto or Uranus. I don't know.
Uranus. You can't say Uranus anymore.
Oh, it's Uranus. Okay. Anyway, let me take this cover off of here as we take a look at this. Pam, everybody knows this brand, Pam Suisse. And this is the last one. I had two of these. And this is Retro Futurism. It is 1 ounce fine, $9.99. Comes in a little collector case. And oops, I don't want to take the lid off of that. Let me just leave it right in there. And it's got a little rocket ship. And it has a little picture of Elon Musk in the rocket ship. No, I'm just kidding. It doesn't have Elon Musk in it. It's not going to blow up when I send it to you. There's Saturn in the back, a beautiful depiction of Saturn. Some kind of like moonscape or planetscape. And it says Retro Futurism, like a retro looking rocket ship, and kind of different and unique. And I don't know, Mrs. T, where should we start this? On the Retro Futurism. You're my numbers. What's that? All right, we'll start at $40. Oh, Revolution already started at 50.
Okay.
Let me zoom in so everybody can see the neat artwork. Pam Suisse, guys. Pam Suisse, 1 ounce silver. Kind of neat coloration there on silver and an interesting shape. Kind of cool how they made the capsule to match the shape of this interesting silver. And it also comes with a little certificate of authenticity. Ooh, I didn't notice this last time. Mintage is only 2,500 pieces.
Oh, wow.
4 nines fine silver. Proof like, yeah, I totally missed this last time. 2,500. Your choice, guys. Here we go. Maybe that will, maybe it's the gun brand. I'm not sure about what that means, Mark. Maybe you can inform me and the other bidders. But either way, you've got a cool looking rocket ship, and we've got a cool auction because we've got some interest in this. And here we go. $60 at J. Swartwood for Pam Suisse. You know, it's a
63.
popular brand. No IQ, 63. Everything that I have seen of Pam Suisse is always well done. And by the way, it is a coin. It's not just a round. It is a coin. And let's see. It is from Solomon Islands.
Yeah.
Mark, didn't you say you've been to the Solomon Islands? Mark, here we go.
Yeah, Revolution says low mintage, yes.
Yeah, going one time for no IQ at 63. Going two times to no IQ at 63.
And Mark has been to the Solomon Islands.
Are they pretty, Mark? What are they like? Is it a lot of beach? Is it rocky shores? Is it wildlife? Is it? Oh, we had another bid come in. Almost win. Revolution's at 64 on the Solomon Islands coin, minted by Pam Suisse. And Flurb says, hi Flurb, and you must be new here. And by the way, we have, in case you're wondering, again, shipping is $5, but if you join and become a channel member, it's free at levels 2, 3, or 4, and it would behoove you to join and become a channel member if it would work out in your favor financially if you plan on joining for a few auctions a month, or even just 1 or 2 auctions a month. All right, one time. Mark said it was very primitive back in the 90s. Ooh, great for fishing. I'm going to be in a fishing tournament next weekend. Oh, that reminds me. I'm going to be in a fishing tournament next weekend, and the auction will be on the day that I'm not fishing. And I am, Mrs. T can verify this. I am a very talented individual, but I don't know if I'm talented enough to fish and run an auction at the same time. Might be slightly difficult.
You wouldn't be able to focus.
I am fishing, no, not with all the bass I'll be catching. I'm fishing on Saturday. Next weekend's auction will be on Sunday. Okay.
64,
Going one time. Bye, Huckleberry. Glad you were able to join us. Going 2 times to Revolution at 64. Truly, Mark, I hope that date works for all of you guys as I find my sound effects. There we go. Going once, going twice. Mr. Jay says, Mr. T, tooting my own horn. Hopefully you know that's all comic relief. And all right, we've got another trivia question. I think maybe RH has fallen asleep by now. I don't know, with all my jokes and everything. And Mrs. T, don't be stingy. You can pass over 2 more dimes. All right, we've got to hook up those people other than RH that have been here and waiting for this auction. It's been a fun one, guys. I really appreciate you guys being here. I have a feeling, Tiger, I will give some fishing lessons, that's for sure. You know, there's a type of muskie called the tiger muskie. The only thing is, Tiger, sorry to tell you this, they're sterile. They don't reproduce. They're usually put in lakes to clear out the bluegills and some of the small other fish. But anyway, enough about fishing. You guys are getting me distracted once again.
Focus, T.
I know. Mrs. T is over here telling me to focus. All right. Earlier in the week on Tuesday, I did a video. I showed some cool gold, and thank you for putting up with it. I did a sponsored video, and those sponsorships, I always try to make them entertaining, at least the first half, with some cool gold coins, and then we talk a little bit about a mining company, and that kind of helps the revenue to buy stuff like this. But the gold Indian that I showed, what is the design? What do you call that design, that gold Indian? And hopefully you saw that video. And what is the design on that gold Indian? The funny thing is, they weren't super popular back in the day, because the impression was built into the coin, and some people thought they spread germs and people didn't want them. But what is that design called? And I'm looking at, let's see here. I'm looking at TJF, JS Custom Cab. Said, what? There's somebody above that though. Let me go. Lee Coin. Oh, good Lord. RH again. Even gives the specific year. So I'm looking at Tiger made it. Says, are you insinuating something?
You're talking about the Tiger Muskie.
Oh, RH says 1909 in Cuse, Indian. Of course, because by the way, I make jokes. RH watches every single one of my videos, and for that I am grateful. Yes. And then right under RH it says Lee Coins. Lee Coins, Mr. Lee does a quick karate chop and takes that one. And Incuse is correct. And then after that, the third one I see, sorry, JS, you're out. We have RH and Lee are the top two. Guys, this has been a fun auction. I hope. I need to do the applause for both of them. RH, win streak continues. I think he's won just about. That's why we have to start doing 2 for everything, because RH. Guys, it's been a fun auction. I hope you guys have enjoyed yourself like Mrs. T and I have enjoyed ourselves. We look to ship. We'll probably be boxing tonight, shipping some on Monday, shipping on the last stragglers maybe on Tuesday. Try to pay like now. Go pay and just get that out of the way. Yesterday, I was on my friend Silver Ocean's auction. I won one of his channel rounds, and some of you guys like my stuff and you're fans of my channel. I'm a fan of other people's channels, and one of those happens to be a dude named Silver Oceans. I paid $100 for his channel round, and then I immediately, as soon as I was done with the auction, immediately went and paid. That way Silver Oceans isn't tracking me down tomorrow or the next day. So if you can, I'd really appreciate you paying promptly.
Sending addresses.
Oh, and don't forget, especially if you're new. If you've won before, we have all of your addresses. If you're new, whether you're paying via PayPal or Venmo or CashApp, if they're in the comment section, please list your address. That will help us, because some people in the past have won auctions. Some people have won giveaways, and we didn't have their address. So, and we'd be glad to put your stuff in an envelope and send it away. We just didn't have your address. So please, in the comments of your payment format, put your address. Again, we sincerely appreciate you guys being with us, hanging out, making some jokes, interacting. Let's hear it from my friend from Australia, Mark. My dude from the great state of Michigan, Central Michigan Stacker. And for the all-star, brand new, super phenom YouTuber, Tuli. Thank you so much for your help and your membership and your companionship on this Sunday morning. It's been a lot of fun. We're going to sign off. I'm going to go pump some air in my mountain bike tires and hit the trails in a little while, and then be back packaging stuff up. Right, Mrs. T?
That sounds great. Thanks, everyone. It's been a great time, great morning. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and see you next Sunday.
Yep. See you, everybody. God bless.